3 trades today, 3 wins. Yay! But I still feel like I left money on the table. And I'm going to explain in this video why I feel like I left money on the table today. All right, so let's get right into the trades that I made. I only took 3 trades, and I'm really working hard on not over trading. Okay, my first one was WIMI. They were all Bull Flag Pullbacks, which was awesome because my goal this week was to work on my stops on my Bull Flag Pullbacks, and I got 3 chances to practice that today. Oh, by the way, I am still in Central Europe. I'm trading from Prague in the Czech Republic, and I'm still learning about live streaming and trading while traveling. I have a video that I posted about my travel setup. You can check that out in my videos. And also, I'll be doing like a recap about my trading and traveling experience at the end of the trip, or maybe when I get home. Okay, so as far as this goes, I did a really good job today of identifying so of course the entry would be the top of the low candle. The target is the top of the last move, and the stop was the low of the last low candle. Now, I had been doing a good job at that this week. However, what I was struggling with was calculating my profit loss ratio, and I was taking it too seriously in a way. I was trying to get it down to the penny. And yesterday I just kind of eyeballed it, and I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but I was like, that makes sense. I can just kind of eyeball it. I don't have to like calculate it every time. There's not enough time to do that. So it was pretty obvious that the distance between the entry and the target was greater than the distance between the entry and the stop. And I'm looking for a 1-to-1 profit loss ratio or greater. Okay. 2 is ideal, somewhere between 1 and 2. So I entered the trade, but then I saw some hesitation and I got out right away and only got about 1 cent a share. And but you can see here that it popped up a little bit more and then it rejected. And so I felt good about that. I saw the hesitation, and the other thing is I didn't see this volume candle go up enough, okay, to really make me comfortable with staying in the trade to try to go all the way to the target. And I feel really good about my exit. So I am super excited about this trade. Okay, I know it's only $10 or $11 or whatever, but I'm working on my process. Okay, and in TraderView, I'm tagging each of my trades with the setup and whether it was a good process or a bad process. I know I need to come up with better terms for that, but in any case, I want to track if I made a good decision and got a good result, made a good decision and got a bad result. I can only control the decision part, right? So my second trade was NTIP. And it was also a Bull Flag pullback, which was awesome. So in this case, I did the same thing. I set my entry, my stop, and my target, okay, using the same guidelines. It would have been, this was the entry, this was the target, and this was the stop. And my loss was less than my profit target, so I felt good about it, okay. I hopped in, but it kind of popped down, and this is where I got in a little bit lower. And it was, I hadn't hit my stop, but I kind of got nervous, freaked out a little bit, and I sold. And this is where I left profit on the table because I didn't really feel like I had a strong reason to get out. And I got out for an emotional reason. And the price clearly had a lot more room to run. I could have got a really, really awesome trade on that. So that's where I left profit on the table. I didn't feel like I had a clear reason to get out, except that I saw that I was green. And I just kind of impulsively said, oh, I'm green, I want to get out. But this volume bar was higher than this volume bar. And so I didn't have a clear reason to leave, but Anyway, I did get out of the trade green, and I'm super excited about that. My last trade was also a Bull Flag Pullback. This was awesome. I did the same thing. I established my, not only did I establish my entry point, and I established my target, and I established my loss, and I determined that my profit loss ratio was an acceptable profit loss ratio. Okay, it was more than 1-to-1. It was greater than that. I got in a little high, and I just saw that there was some hesitation, and I got right out immediately. And it was basically break even, but I made $1. I think I made $1.90. Okay, so that was my smallest winner. That was my tightest move, but I did see hesitation in the price, and that is what pushed me to sell right away. I think I actually say on the live stream in one of the trades, I have to get out at break even. Like, I knew right away. I saw the hesitation. So I'm really proud of myself for setting the appropriate stops and getting in at the right time. And I use my hotkeys today. I'm back to using hotkeys, and I'm really proud of myself for establishing that the profit loss ratio was acceptable before I entered the trade. Instead of winging it or trying to calculate it and not having time to do that, I eyeballed it, but I still did it before I entered the trade every single time. This is huge progress. I'm super excited about it. And because right now, my number one priority obviously is to make money. That's my goal. My second priority is to improve 1% every day through process improvement. And my goal this week is to improve my stops on my Bull Flag pullbacks. I feel like I've done that. And I'm going to be doing like a recap over on Substack. That's where I'm documenting my weekly goal. And yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about it. Okay. I know it's like a really small day. My total today is $41.62, but it's my third green day in a row. And more importantly, I have established, I've improved my process. I've established some consistency, and I'm seeing things that I wasn't seeing before. And I'm crazy excited about that. So all three of my trades, I tagged them good process. So that means that I felt like I made good decisions on my entries and exits for everything. Like I said, NTIP, I could have let it run a little longer, but I still feel like, I left money on the table. I did, and that's something to improve. But I feel like I'm tightening up the other end, the weaknesses. So that's something that I want to work on, as well as letting my winners run. I know this is a classic new trader behavior, cutting my winners too soon and letting my losses run. And so I'm trying to really shorten those losses. And then once I get to the point where I feel like I've tightened up my risk management, then I will address letting my winners run. But I feel like if you're in a boat and the boat has a hole in it, but you also need to improve your navigational skills as a mariner or whatever sailor, yes, you are going to get a better result if you improve your sailing skills, but the hole in the boat is a more urgent problem. So right now I feel like tightening up and my risk management and tightening up those losses is the priority. However, in the future, when I see trades like this where I left money on the table, that is something that is future me will be dealing with for sure. Future Raven will be dealing with that. Okay. My weekly goal, I did stick to my weekly goal. I had an opportunity to practice my weekly goal, which was really great. Some of the goals, I get nervous. There's not always an opportunity to practice them. But one trade did expose a future goal, which will be holding through the move. If there's not a clear exit signal, then I need to be able to have I don't know what, the bravery, the guts, the emotional fortitude, the mental strength to stay in it until I see a clear exit signal. All right, so the process was right, but precision position management is definitely on my list of future goals. However, I'm not sure that that is the next bottleneck. So I'm trying to determine each weekly goal based on what is the next bottleneck in my trading process. What is the one thing that is currently holding me back from improving as a trader? So over the weekend, I'll be reflecting on that. And on Monday on my Substack, I'll post my weekly goal and I will be focusing on that all next week. So stay tuned for that. And also, I'm not sure whether I will be live streaming on Monday or not. So I will be trading from the airport and I'm not sure I'll be able to find a place that is suitable for live streaming. So I have a couple of options. I can either not live stream. I can try to live stream and maybe find a corner where I'm not going to disturb anyone. Or I could live stream from the lounge and put my live stream on silent and just use the chat. I'm thinking about that as a creative solution. And this is part of my entire process of learning how to live stream, trade, and travel all at the same time and continue improving. So that's a wrap for today. And have an awesome weekend. Study up. I'll see you guys Monday. And if I can't live stream for some reason, because of maybe the connection in the airport, I will still do a recap for any trading that I do. And Tuesday, if I can't trade at all because I'm supposed to be on a flight during my normal trading hours, I do have content that I've already filmed for you guys, especially for you guys. All right, have a great weekend and trade smart.